Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Coffee Break, and welcome back to the CoffeeCast ProCast Edition. I have not been around for quite some time, and I've just been super busy. I mean, I've had school, I recently acquired a house, and it's a big fixer-upper, so I've been working on that a bunch. And I have not had a chance to really do any StarCraft whatsoever, which is really depressing. But I'm actually, trying to get back and do it, at least trying to keep my casting skills, at least, shake the rust off of it a little bit here. As I do have some casting duties still, like the Heartland Esports casting duties. I know we have an event coming up on April 20th that I'm going to be doing here. So I decided to actually go online, try to find some Heart of the Swarm replays, and see what I could do. But apparently, Heart of the Swarm replays are, just ridiculously rare. I couldn't find anywhere until I stumbled upon this replay pack from one of our favorite players. Everybody loves him. Spawning on the bottom right-hand side on, I believe, Belshir Vestige, I believe the map was. We are going to be having our red Protoss player, WhiteRa, who is going to be competing for $100 here. This is going to be WhiteRa versus his opponent, EmpireBeastyQT. That's a blue Terran on the top left-hand side. It's $100 to first place, $25 to second place. It's a best-of-9 series. I will not be casting all of them, but they were the only Heart of Swarm replays I could find, and I've always loved Protoss vs. Terran. Now, from what I've been able to tell, I have not been keeping up very much on HOT. To be quite honest, I don't know anything about it. So, hopefully this will go alright. This is going to be kind of my learning experience as I go along here. That was kind of one of my incentives, was to get an idea as to what is going on. But as far as I can tell, Terran vs. Protoss really has not changed too much. One thing to note, of course, is the Reaper is now a tier 1 unit without the tech lab. So I do know a couple of openings have changed just slightly in the fact that some Terran players will go for the Marine, then get a couple of Reapers out to do a little bit of harassment, do a little bit of scouting, and of course they do regenerate health now as well. So, just a little bit more utility of more of a utility unit in the early game. The early game for Protoss players, they do have one additional opening they can go for now, which is the Stargate opening in the Protoss vs. Terran matchup. What you'll generally do if you are going for a Stargate opening is you'll get these two gases before the Cybernetic Core rather than waiting for that Cybernetic Core to start up. And that allows you to get the Oracles out onto the map to start doing a little bit of worker harassment. I am a huge fan of it. The Protoss, the big overhaul for the Protoss and Heart of the Swarm was the addition of those Stargate units. I think it'll go well, and it looks like actually WhiteRa might be setting up to do a proxy Stargate. We saw this a couple of times at MLG this past weekend. Should be interesting to see if he does decide to actually go for that. Looks like our Terran player over here are going to be going for a fairly fast command center. It's kind of funny how close these two buildings actually are, the command center and the proxy. There's no way that command center is actually going to scout that out. But, I mean, it's just so ridiculously close. A proxy Stargate going to be very effective for getting the Oracles. Already a very quick unit over into BeastyQT's base as fast as humanly possible. Now, I'm a little conflicted here in this matchup here. I'm going to be honest, I'm a huge fan of WhiteRa, and obviously I'm a Protoss player. I don't know where the heck that came from. Obviously I'm a Protoss player myself. I'm a big fan of WhiteRa. Everybody loves him. He's a really great guy. But on the same token, I'm a really big fan of the, oh my gosh, Empire clan that Stalker getting away with just 3 health. And I suppose I shouldn't call them clans. Clans is kind of an older name there. I'm a really big fan of the Empire team. And so, you know what, I'm kind of a winner no matter how this one turns out, I suppose. Oracle warping in now from the Stargate. It looks like it's actually going to be rallied straight into this worker line. A lot of time you'll see players wait until they get 2 or 3 out onto the map until they're really ready to assault. A couple of Stalkers up at the front here ready to run in as soon as these Marines fall back to defend against this Oracle. The Oracle does do that extra damage versus light channeling its energy to be able to do its main attack here. So it's obviously extremely potent versus Marines. Just look how fast those Marines die. That is 2-shotting Marines, 2-shotting SCVs. Widowmine is bird in the back of the base. Needs to make sure to be careful where he retreats its Oracle to. Widowmine repositioning itself. Will it get taken out? The Widowmine does get taken out. Marines now having to fall back from the entrance, which allows the Stalkers to run up from the entrance as well. It looks like that Oracle was at least forced out of the base. very little health left on that Oracle. This one Stalker very low on health, obviously down to that 3 health from earlier on. Stalker's going to be falling back now. This one Hellion actually being able to take out a Stalker, not something you see too often, but in the meantime, another Oracle coming into the back of BeastyQT's base. Unfortunately, that is not doing any harassment right now. Needs to charge up its whatever it's called, the Pulsar Beam, to be able to start doing some damage here. That means that 2 Oracles are on the map. There we go, now turning on that Pulsar Beam. Widowmine once again trying to burrow. What this medevac needed to be was actually a Viking, but BeastyQT going to have to GG out of this game, and WhiteRa going to take game number 1. Or number whatever in the series I actually ended up picking out. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of picking it out at random throughout the series here. So there was game number 1 that I'm going to be casting here. Don't know how many I'll be doing. I'm just going to kind of cast until I'm done. Glad I could find some Heart of the Swarm replays. I'm glad I can be back to do some games for you guys. And as always, leave a comment below. Go on to the next game and enjoy. Until next time, folks, this is Coffee Break, signing out.